Okay, so in this video, I'm looking to remove this center console. I'm going to try to clean it up. I may replace it, but we'll see what happens. And if you're familiar with my channel, then you've seen me do all kinds of restoration and improvement projects on this C3 Corvette, and I'm also working on a third-gen Camaro. But while I've got the dash out, this is the thing. While I've been taking the dash out, I keep finding, well, I'll go ahead and replace this and go ahead and replace that. And so in this video, I'm sorry for the shaky camera. I'm removing the center console, and there's 3 screws in here. So there's one right there. Okay, there's another one right there. It's trying to show the audience. There, if you can see that metal bracket right back there. I just want to show, you can see how it's held on there, that metal bracket. Okay, so the screw is hidden in the carpet right down there. Okay, and there's another hidden screw right there. Then these screws are hidden in the carpet. But if you notice, okay, see how that carpet overlays on these C3s? That's okay. It's not a one-piece thing. These screws have to come out so that you can get to the bracket that holds that console on. Okay, so I took the screws out. They're just 3 Phillips head screws. Holds this in, and then now you see this whole thing drops. Somebody tried to jimmy it with some tape or something. I'm not sure what that was all about, but I'm redoing all this anyway. But now you can see. I'm sorry for the shaky camera. I do have a camera stand, but there's just no way to get it in there. But anyway, so there's that. And then you see there's the other bracket, because I want to put a new shifter deal around it and all that. So now my battery is disconnected, my car battery. First thing I do with these projects is disconnect the car battery. Okay, and for this video, I do have a job supervisor on site, so we got to keep it clean. Actually, I got 2. Hey, job site supervisor number 2. There's the job site supervisor number 2. Hi. Here's job site supervisor number 1. Oh, you're not very happy with my work? Okay, maybe we'll get back to it. Got some job supervisors on the site. Okay, so these 4 bolts, there's one there and one there. Mine is a 5/16. Take those off there. All right. Okay, so once I took, sorry about the light. Once I took those screws out, I was able to lift this off, and I'll show the audience what's holding it on there. Just some electrical connections need removed here. This is electrical, the window switch, and of course the cigarette lighter, and yep, there's what it looks like underneath there. So I've just got to disconnect all the electrical, and then there's the vent switch as well. All those vents I have to do. So this is not necessarily a how-to, but just how I am going to do this. Okay, so now that I got these screws out, this is able to lift right off, but I've got to take off the switches for the window. They screw on right down there, and there's a couple electrical switches down there that I have to remove. and I have to disconnect the vent, all this stuff. Okay, so now I'm taking out the electric window switches, and there's just two screws. Two screws that hold it on, right there, just like that, and like that. And I think I'm going to stop and get a piece of tape and mark this one as passenger so I don't forget. Okay, before I go any further, I did mark this one as passenger so that there's no mix-ups. Okay, and now got to disconnect the cigarette lighter. Okay, there's that. Screw this. There it goes. I think. Okay, so I'm just going to keep unscrewing this to get that cigarette lighter out of there. I got to set the camera down. Okay, so I got the cigarette lighter removed. This, and then this just goes out like that. Okay. I'm sorry for the shaky camera. I do have a camera stand, but boy, it is hard to get in with all these angles. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect some electronics. This is the, okay, I'm going to disconnect that. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect that switch. Looks like there's two screws holding it on. So I'm going to take that off right now. Okay, so there were two screws holding that on. And that's broke free now. Voila, there's that switch. Okay. Alright, so that's free. And keep working the problem. Keep working the problem. Okay, so I'm going to take off the next switch. So these two screws right here. And that's for this switch right here, the fan switch. Okay, so that's two screws. And like I said, I'm having trouble with my camera stand. So I'm going to set the camera down, but obviously it's just that right there. Okay, and since my fan stuff, there's nothing wrong with it, I'm just going to take out that whole assembly. I'm talking about it. Get my light down. I use these magnetic lights, by the way, and I'm not being sponsored by them, but my wife bought these for me, and you've seen other videos where I've even worked on my Camaro and used those magnetic lights. I can't imagine without them, and I'm not being sponsored by them, by the way. Nobody is paying me to make this video. So I'm going to take out this whole assembly, which is that assembly. Okay, that's what I'm just going to take out the whole thing here. Just a second. Okay, so I've got the console out, and I'm going to try to clean it up. I may just replace it. I don't know. This is pretty worn out. But I just took this whole assembly out. I decided I was taking it apart piece by piece, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the whole thing out. I'm really wanting to refinish this wood knob, get that looking good. And this, I don't know who put this ridiculous thing on as a bag, but it's pretty bad. So I'm going to redo all that.